of faith is disturbing.
Believe it.
What's going on, geeks? You're listening to episode 409 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name's Cody Armour. I'm here with Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
And this week, we're geeking out about Xbox becoming a Steam console, kind of. Wylie Coyote getting his day in court.
Hopefully.
Which is so exciting. Yeah, let's hope. Not guilty. And My Hero's final season. That's not what that movie's about. He's not getting sued. He's doing the suing. I forgot that.
That's right. I forgot that too.
Yeah, he's suing Acme. Which is a great concept. I want it to be Daredevil, like Matt Murdock representing Wylie Coyote. Two totally different universes.
That'd be great.
But yeah.
He's
Like,
like,
had to be Matt Murdock.
he's like facing the wrong place talking.
Yeah. Not Matt Murdock. It's just like Charlie Cox, as the actor, being the lawyer, but he's not Matt Murdock at all.
But he's still playing a blind lawyer.
yeah. That's awesome. Anyways, we'll get into the games we've been playing. I didn't play a new game, but I played a game again, Stardew Valley. Our church has a geeky Discord we're calling a life group going, and so we started playing Stardew Valley as a life group. There's actually only 4 of us playing out of I think like 8 people that are in there, but did that yesterday, and it's a bit chaotic, but it was a lot of fun. I've already realized I put 2 mods on there. One is infinite players, because I was like, we don't know how many people will get in here. Definitely didn't need to do that. And then a always on server. So as long as my computer is on, it basically turns my character into a bot who will go to sleep when everyone else goes to sleep. And so people can play while I walk away. I don't have my computer on 24/7, but that way, if someone wants to play and I'm in another room or doing something, I can just turn it on for them and let it go. But we're sharing money, and I didn't really think about that. Or we're not sharing money. We have our own incomes. And that doesn't really work if one person is playing for half a month, but no one else in the game is playing, because all those crops, they gotta water everyone else's crops, then everyone else needs to get paid for it. We should have shared the income.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So lesson learned there, but we're on day 16, I think. So
that's great.
we're not changing. Yeah.
I forgot you were doing that. I probably could have joined, but
Oh yeah, I mean, feel free to jump in and whenever we get you plugged in there. We also have, I think someone else is wanting to get into, so it'll be a lot of fun. Stardew Valley is still timeless. I don't know, one of the greatest games of all time. I played Fields of Mystria. Oh, there's another game that I played. I played the update of Fields of Mystria. And if you like Stardew and you're tired of Stardew, Field of Mystria is the place to be. It's not multiplayer. You gotta play it by yourself, but great game. But that had a lot of quality of life stuff. And then I had a lot of mods on Stardew Valley for quality of life things. And because I have life group, not everyone is into the modding community and things. And so I didn't want to try to get everybody to figure out the same exact mods so we could play. Luckily, the mods that I just talked about earlier, I'm the only one that needs them.
nice.
It's kind of hard to play some of it, just because you're not running as fast as you want to be, or time is going differently than you want it to, or the shop is closed on Wednesday. That's my favorite thing about Fields of Mystria. Shops are never closed.
That's cool.
If you want something, go get it. But no, lots of fun. I would have liked to get different towns just because I've played Stardew so many times, but the extensions, but I haven't played the update much. So that in that way, there's a lot of new stuff in Stardew Valley from that update 1.6.
I forgot about that update.
Yeah. So it's cool. I'm having a lot of fun. Shout out to Matt and Kayla and Jesse and everyone else that I played with. It was just those 3 for now, but Other than that, I haven't played anything. What about you?
I went and played the update for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh yeah.
Started did start a new playthrough. Um, but yeah, it's just a hair update, and so you can get a beard, get your hair.
Well, you need a beard. I mean, that's a
Isn't needed. Yeah.
any game is upgraded when you get a beard.
I also gave him a mullet.
Yeah.
There's already they just also with that they added official mod support, so you can go to Steam Workshop,
Okay.
and people are already creating tons of hairstyles. So
Nice.
yeah,
I love that your character is just like any guy from Arkansas.
yeah, basically,
Well,
yeah,
it needs to be. It's not. I guess any guy from Arkansas would be the mullet and then the mustache.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a Southern accent mod, but
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel like they should be able to AI that in somehow.
yeah, totally,
You make that work. You're also possibly writing a review for the website.
potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
So be on the lookout for that. Coming out soon. Cool.
yeah.
Is that all the update is? Is it? I mean, was the hairstyles enough to do a whole nother playthrough?
Well, I'm actually doing a whole nother playthrough for the review. There's some stuff that I could Google it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna actually start a playthrough to check some stuff information wise, and so to make sure I remember some stuff correctly. So yeah.
I think I've only played 2 games twice, and that is like more than once, I should say. Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES, and Jack 2, because I was streaming Jack 2.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever been like, I'm gonna play this whole game again, but I'm also one to not watch movies more than once. Like, it's got to be a really good movie. Your Name is up there. And then, an equal level with Your Name, obviously, is Space Jam. I used to watch Space Jam. That was a joke for everyone. I don't think Space Jam's amazing. But I had a thing where throughout high school, I'd watch Space Jam every year for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. I just loved that movie.
I do watch, if it's a good movie, I'll watch it again. I'll watch it and sit there, take notes. There are
I mean, it's a little bit different because you're just really into your wheelhouse and career and stuff.
I will say there's only a handful of games I've played more than once. Skyrim, I've played way too much. All the way through. And the Batman Arkham trilogy, I've played way too much. So
okay.
I think I beat Arkham Asylum up to 90% completion, like 10 times on the 360. So, but that's a short game, so you kind of can do that really fast.
Yeah.
And then I think Arkham Knight I played 6 times, but I never 100% of those. That game has too many Riddler trophies, so I get bored.
Like, Cyberpunk 2077 changed my skill tree, and that was enough for me to be like, yeah, no, I don't want to play this ever again.
Yeah.
I turn it on every once in a while, but I will not restart it.
I get that. So when they did that update, I restarted to try to learn the skill tree, and it's so complicated now that it takes me to like the end of the game to figure it out every time because I take such long breaks between playing it. So I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna play this again, and then I'm like, I don't remember what I'm doing or what my skills are, and so I have to restart. So I'm like,
car combat's another issue for me.
Oh,
so I want to play the DLC, but I hate car combat in any game.
Yeah, I feel that.
Except for like literally Twisted Metal, I guess, but
yeah,
it's the only one that really did car combat right. I can't think of anything else where I like loved it. Jack 3, we brought up Jack earlier, got really into that idea of car combat, and I think that was the game that made me hate it because Jack games were difficult to begin with. But
is Jack 2 the one where he turns into the monster?
Yeah.
I've never beat that game, but it's like burned into my memory because I used to play it, but I never could. It was too hard for me because I was like 8.
Yeah.
So
So I have this thing, like, I've noticed when I was a kid, I was really good at games. And now I'm not. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I played so many games back then and there was a kind of that skill there. But I beat Jack 2 relatively easily on my own at probably 12 years old. It was a little bit after it came out. A couple years back, played it for a Twitch stream. And I was like, I'm not going to play this game anymore on stream because I spent 2 hours trying to get from point A to point B. It was like, I think I couldn't let something get in the water or something. And I was like, this can't be entertaining to just watch me fail over and over. I could not figure it out. I finally got it off stream, but I was like, I spent 2 hours just like in the same spot and not be able to get it. I remember, I think the devs or the director or something said that the ending he made like almost impossible. And I could see how it could be impossible if you were to fight everything. I think I just got on my little skateboard hoverboard thing and I literally just like ran past everyone and got to the main boss.
yeah,
And it really wasn't that hard to me, but I just kind of ran away. I didn't try
I
to fight everything.
something about that game freaked me out when I was a kid, and it's like the ambience, I guess, like the music, and so
Uh-huh.
like it's like oh, I think it was on PlayStation Plus. And, like last year, I was like, I'm gonna play this, and then like I started having like PTSD from it, and I'm like, I was like, oh my god, I'm feeling so anxious. I don't know why.
Jack 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
And it's because of the writing. Uh,
yeah, it's really good.
like I said, I was about 12 when I played it, and it was like that humor for a 12-year-old was just peak humor.
Yeah,
There's the bird, and the bird, like, I can't remember Jack 2 or Jack 3, but he uses a bunch of bird puns, and so instead of using the F word, he's like, flock you. And I was like, that's just the funniest thing in the world. They'd break the fourth wall. It was 12-year-old me thought it was just the funniest
is that Naughty
game
Dog
in
that made
existence.
that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they've fallen a long way.
Yeah. I would be ready for another Jack game. A good one. There's
I
in Jack 3, there's these oracles, and they're like yelling at you, and they're like, do you think this is a game? And then like everyone looks at the camera.
I just
The
can't
games were
believe.
amazing.
Yeah, 2003, man. Jack 2. I
Jack 2
just
was 2003?
yeah.
Dang.
My back
So
starts
I
hurting.
played it a ways after it came out then. Because 2003, I would have been. Oh, I would have been 11. Never mind.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
no, that's it's a great game. I don't know if it still holds up. It's very difficult. Um, I always wonder that though. There's a lot of games that I think were really easy for me as a kid, and now, I'm just like, how did I do that like with ease?
I'm that way with Call of Duty. I used to play every day after school. Me and my friends would jump on Xbox Live, and we would just like dominate. And then I had quit playing Call of Duty, got into Battlefield, decided to pick Call of Duty back up a few years ago, and I'm like, I don't have the reaction speed anymore. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I used to would just max out the sensitivity, and I'm like, I don't even know how I could see the game. Because I'm like, I'm playing on like 60 FPS or higher, and I can't track anything. And I was playing on like 20 FPS on Xbox 360. Yeah,
Optimax and just like
yeah, I don't know how. Like, I think
yeah,
this is why I have ADHD. This is
could be. Yes, that's funny. You playing anything else this week?
No.
No. All right, we'll get into the gaming news then. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so Palworld. Switch to possible. So basically a communication director, and I need to look up his name because I can't remember it either.
It
Um,
is
John
John Bucky
Buckley.
Buckley.
He basically said that if the Switch 2 is beefy enough, then they might port Palworld because it's a beefy game.
Yeah, which I feel like in itself is throwing shade at Nintendo.
Yeah. Hey, bro,
They're like,
you're in a lawsuit with Nintendo. Maybe don't diss their console before it comes
yeah,
out.
yeah, if it can keep up, you know. It's just so funny to me. I would love Power World on Switch though.
Yeah.
Especially, I haven't played it in a while. I need to see if it's updated. It was a little barren when I first played it. But I played it like right when it released. I'd love to see
Same.
how the game's grown.
I've heard it's grown a lot. I still have friends that play it quite often, but I haven't touched it since it launched.
Yeah,
So,
I got it on Game Pass, and I kind of regret that. I wish I would have got it on Steam.
same.
It had, for those who don't know, when it did release on Xbox Game Pass and Steam, Steam had already like 2 updates ahead version of what Xbox was given, which was very, like I said, barren, plain.
Yeah. And speaking of,
Yeah,
Xbox accidentally leaked a UI makeup or mock-up featuring a Steam tab.
yeah, it's just
So
crazy.
it seems like those might merge to some extent.
Yeah, that seems so backwards of like how Xbox has been going about things. It seems like oh, we want to get our games on all different consoles, but we want to be like the best place to play those games. Um,
So I've had a theory for a while that they would actually make a new console that is semi-upgradable. That it would
yeah,
be a PC. So like it's kind of the end all be all. Like you want a PC game, but you don't really want to mess with a PC. Here's proprietary parts that you can't mess up. So
yeah,
just
yeah.
plug it in, upgrade it when you want to upgrade it. And they could basically come out with a shell like a case, but it's shaped like an
Hmm.
Xbox of some sort. And then you open it up and it's all just like
Super
only
easy plug and play.
yeah, only Xbox parts can
Yep.
fit. It's basically Legos. It'll say turn off console, unplug it from the wall before touching the inside, just stuff like that. Void warranty when doing this and like
Yeah. I've thought similarly. I thought that that was kind of the way they were going to go. PlayStation kind of threw me off because they've kind of done something similar in that it's not necessarily upgradable, but almost like an iPhone. Like you're just getting a new console every 3 or 4 years. And
mhm.
so, and the names are what kind of get me because it's not, iPhone 6, iPhone 7. I'm waiting for that from PlayStation. You're gonna have a PS12 within a matter of years. If they keep doing it the way they're doing it, which is like these really small upgrades, they call it the PS5 Pro instead of PS5. They had the PS4, PS4 Pro. Uh, and so I can see that, the next level of that being like you're saying, just upgradable components.
Yeah.
And then they
I
could just sell it forever.
I could see PlayStation staying the same course, but dropping the numbers and doing what you're saying. And then like it's just like small upgrades. And
Hmm.
so it's just PlayStation and then like they'll make them a little bit different and just drop all the numbers and then call it like Xenon or something crazy. Just like here you go.
Yeah.
And then Xbox is gonna go the route of basically a
Upgrades.
PC, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've already I don't know. This isn't in the article and I couldn't find an article on it, but on Twitter they were teasing a Xbox original controller inspired keyboard mouse combo that allows you to play keyboard and mouse on their Xbox, which it's
Oh
kind
well.
of it's kind of been a weird barrier of entry because a lot of
Mhm.
Xbox games wouldn't allow you to use keyboard and mouse, and then now they're starting to roll it out where you can. And so um, when I saw that, I thought, oh, I bet they're going to add more PC games to Xbox, which is funny now that they're adding Steam. That might
Mhm.
actually come true soon.
Yeah, very interesting because with Steam, like as of right now, you would need. I guess you can do a keyboard and mouse on Xbox, can't you? But it's almost like I don't know. When I do a console, I want like a couch situation. Like I would
Hmm.
want the keyboard or the controller, but I just don't like keyboard and mouse in general.
Yeah, it's weird. There's so many games that I like playing keyboard and mouse with now, like any shooters. 'Cause I feel like
Hmm.
I can aim so much better with it. But any single player game, I have to use a controller
Yeah.
because I don't like being like leaned forward and like spread my hand across
Hmm.
the keyboard. I want to kick back with a controller. So if it's a hybrid, it would be cool.
Yeah, I haven't played a keyboard and mouse, and it's kind of been a barrier of entry, like I said, for me. There's a lot of games I haven't played because of this. If it doesn't have controller support, I usually don't play it. It's been Doom 2, like original Doom 2 on PC in like the 90s. Uh, and I haven't played a keyboard and mouse on a game since. I tried playing, I think it was called Iron Maiden,
Okay.
and it is from the creators of the original Doom games, or some of the creatives. I don't remember. Um, and I had such a hard time playing even that. I was playing at PAX South, and was like a few years back before the game had released. And he was like, "Have you played a PC game before?" I was like, "No, it's been a while."
Yeah, I keep my Elite controller like right in front of my keyboard so I can just grab it and run
Yeah,
with it.
I use a DualSense,
Nice.
PlayStation.
I um I prefer that, but we keep using the second DualSense, so I need to buy one just for my computer. But
Yeah, so I have it hardwired in, and then it's got this giant. No one can see this, but giant contraption on it. This is a magnet phone mount, and so I have my computer, and then the only time that I ever play like phone games anymore is usually Steam Link. So I can play a game on my computer. I can get up, put my phone on the controller, and play it on the couch.
that's cool. That's really cool.
Been really great.
I need to try that sometime.
It's good. The thing was like $20. I mean, I needed you have to have, a good backing on your phone case, like a good
Mhm.
magnet. But no, it's a great little plug and play.
So, yeah, speaking of potential next gen things, the GTA
Yeah.
map mod was taken down by Take-Two, which
Wow.
this is interesting. So someone made a conversion mod for GTA 5 that added the GTA 6 map, well, hypothetical map, because we don't know what it looks like. And apparently, it got taken down by Take-Two, and the creator believes it was probably a little too accurate and could have actually spoiled some stuff. So
Like,
he got
how did he ground up make a map that's released a year ago, right? Roughly.
Mhm.
Probably took those developers years to make. I don't.
Okay, so
Is it like generative AI?
Grand Theft Auto fans are a bit crazy. And
Yeah.
so like they're looking at concept art, all the leaked because there was leaked gameplay footage. And they're
Yeah.
like going through all of this and they're like trying to piece together stuff. So like there's been mock-ups of the map online for a while.
Hmm.
And it's like, all
I've seen
right,
some like top-down maps that they look like the Grand Theft Auto 5 map with all the icons and everything, but it's the
yeah.
the 6 map.
It's so basically they've just kind of like I guess he built it, made into a mod, and just kind of pieced together from all the other stuff that people have found and or theorized. And so yeah, apparently it was
That's so
close,
wild. It's crazy what
but
people are capable of doing. I've been watching, kind of on topic. I've been watching this TikTok thing keeps popping up on my algorithm, whatever, and it's a guy alone. He's like he woke up in another universe where there are no other people, and then the comments will be like, "Well, then go here," and he'll go somewhere, and so I haven't figured out is he's filming these and then just like editing the people out, or what a lot of people are theorizing he's using Unreal Engine and just building the like experiences in Unreal Engine, and Unreal has gotten so realistic that he could just render it and make it look like he's living in these empty worlds. Like he'll go to Times Square and
Hmm.
Times Square will be completely empty. And I feel like an Unreal Engine would be an easier way of doing that than editing everyone out of a
yeah, it's
Times Square scene.
um yeah, Unreal Engine is pretty incredible. it's gotten to the point where it's almost hurting game development because it's hard to optimize in. But when it comes to
Mm.
like anything else, like any kind of media creation, it's like super powerful. And so like I've been seeing a lot of discourse online where people are mad when they see a game saying it's being made in Unreal Engine 5. And then
Mhm.
like but meanwhile like Hollywood's using it and it's free. So like I've got friends that use it for VFX because they can just like it's easy to key out green screen and then they can just like build stuff that looks hyper realistic in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah.
It's cool. I want more Unreal Engine things to do, like Octopath,
Mhm.
um, and just yeah, like pixel art, but it's in Unreal. That was so fun. I think it's Unreal that did that one. But yeah, it's crazy people have this much time to make a whole map, a
Um,
massive map too. It's not a small map. Isn't it like 3 times the size of Grand Theft Auto 5's map, something like that?
allegedly, yeah. I'm trying to
Which is an
see.
annoyingly large map, by the way. Grand Theft Auto 5 map is not. It takes time if you have to get from point A to point, like one end of the map to the other.
I'm trying to see. This one article said that it may have potentially been a dev that may have leaked some info about the map, and that's how you
Um,
created it. He got some inside info, but I'm trying to double checking that.
he had a buddy, and he was like, "Well, what's he gonna do with this information? Recreate the map? That'd be nuts."
Yeah, he's like, what is he gonna do? Some of the comments are pretty funny. It's like breaking news: fans make GTA 6 faster than Rockstar.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, through mods, anything's possible.
Yeah,
I think Skyrim's got whole other games within it anymore. If you go to the mods section.
and there's allegedly a Oblivion remake, but fans have been working on a Oblivion remake in Skyrim for like a decade. So we'll see which one
Yeah,
comes out first.
it's crazy. Oh, get into movies. I I think I still got 20 minutes in Electric State, but I want to say I watched Electric State now. And that movie is a movie. I'm glad it wasn't in theaters. I'm glad I didn't pay money for it. It's not bad. Chris Pratt plays Chris Pratt, and um, Millie Bobby Brown plays Millie. So, um, I will say the other actors, I'm surprised that they are who they are. Like Anthony Mackie, I guess, is the robot. Doesn't sound anything like him. That was really cool.
Huh.
Just these like voice things to really like change the characters. Woody Harrelson's in it, and I would have never guessed that. Um, Juan Carlos, can I remember his last name, Genesito or whatever. Ganacio, right? Juan Carlos Ganacio.
I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
He's an amazing actor in everything he's in. He was good at this. But it feels like it could have just been a cool piece of like wall art rather than a whole movie. Uh, like the aesthetic's really fun and cool, but I think like yeah, you could have literally made a like a wall poster.
So
Got the same value.
I haven't watched it yet, but some of the discourse I've been seeing around it is that apparently it's based off of a book, which I did not know,
Okay.
and apparently the movie is nothing like the book, and
Uh
a lot of the fans of the book are really upset. So,
Weird.
mm,
I just can't imagine that there's that many people out there that are like, oh man, Electric State, the book is got to do that justice. But I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know the book. Maybe the book's amazing.
I'm with you. I don't know. I
Yeah. The movie's not bad. I don't want to say like don't go watch this movie. It was okay. Uh it's taken me 3 sittings to watch it, and I'm usually pretty forgiving with movies, so take that as you will. Um it's got funny moments, and the story's okay. I don't know. It was very meh.
so I've been watching Memento.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No, I'm googling it so I can pretend that I do.
It is Christopher Nolan's first true feature film.
Oh.
So, of course, he made The Following, which was like a student film essentially, which was a feature. And he went from making a
Okay.
$3,000. Wait, I say $3,000. Let's see. I gotta look it up. Um,
It features Mark Boone.
yeah, I gotta look at this budget again. $6,000. So Christopher Nolan, while basically waiting tables, made a film for $6,000 called The Following. He shot it on 16 millimeter film, and he basically did pretty decent at a few film festivals. And
Okay.
his brother wrote a short story called Memento Mori, and they're like, "Hey, let's make this into a movie." And so they turned around and made it into a feature film. And it's basically about this guy who has anterograde amnesia. I believe is how you pronounce that.
Mm.
And so basically he can't make new memories.
Okay.
And so um he doesn't know, he can't remember up to a certain point. So like basically all he knows is his wife was killed and he's trying to find the killer. But the movie is not told in a traditional manner because he can't remember anything. And so you get the past that he can remember, and then you get the current memories. And so it's in black and white and color. And so the current stuff is in color. And so like he has to tattoo stuff on his body to remember it. And so like every day he wakes up, he discovers the tattoos again. And so like as it's going backwards. So you see the very end of the movie and the opening. And then as it goes, you're slowly learning what happened in reverse.
Okay.
And it's really unique. It's definitely a first time filmmaker movie in the best
Yeah.
way possible. So like there's a lot of stuff that's like the opening shot is a very independent first time filmmaker shot. And it's just a hand holding a Polaroid and it holds it for like 5 minutes. And so you're just sitting there and just he doesn't do anything with it for a long time. And every so often he'll shake it, but it's going in reverse. And so like for like 5 minutes nothing happens and he starts like shaking it like he's trying to develop it, but it starts undeveloping. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But it
Huh.
was like held way too long.
Okay.
And so it's like you're sitting there like, okay, I see a giant thumb on the screen holding a picture, and then that's it. And so it's real time in reverse. It's developing, and then you're like, yeah. So
Weird. All right.
yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. It's a good time. Very
It's on
dark.
Prime and HBO, it says.
Yeah, I'm watching it on Prime. Um, it's dark because it's a definitely a neo noir film, and he's trying to figure out who killed his wife, and so
Hmm.
it gets pretty gritty, but it's good.
Kind of reminds me, just the way you're explaining it, of Ridley Scott's Last Duel. Did you see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Where they got different perspectives and you're just like figuring it out as you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's really well done, and it's you see pieces of this movie in all of his later movies, and I I could be wrong, but I think this might be the film right before the Dark Knight trilogy,
Oh, wow.
which that's such a crazy film career, by the way, to go
Yeah.
from a $6,000 short film, or else I mean it's technically a feature, but it's like barely an hour, to go to this to straight to making the Dark
You're
Knight
like, you should do
trilogy.
Batman.
Okay, so I'm wrong. He had one film in between called Insomnia, and it's another
Okay.
noir film.
Huh.
And so it's a LA homicide detective investigating a murder in Alaska.
But it just kind of makes sense in that case because the Dark Knight movies were kind of noir esque.
Yeah, and Batman Begins is kind of told non-linear up to a certain point. So you like
Yeah.
get the back and forth between the memories and the
Yeah.
past and present. So yeah, it's pretty like you can tell.
I feel like Matt Reeves is more of a noir, but yeah, it's got the kind of noirness to it.
Yeah, it's got elements. He kind of moves away from it
Yeah,
when he gets to
he
Batman. But
could have gone, but it was good.
yeah, but
Cool. We'll get into some movie news. Got a couple things here. They're nowhere near Memento. We've got Pixar developing a Coco 2. Those who don't know, Coco was the one where they go into the afterlife. It is Day of the Dead focused. A really good movie. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember really enjoying it. I think the basic concepts. I remember really liking the music. So I kind of want to check it out now. But Bob Iger says it is for sure in development. They'll be sharing more soon. Hopefully we'll get some cool looks at it. And then I'm stoked about this. There was a movie that was canceled. It was shelved, called Coyote versus Acme, and it is a court drama, movie comedy, of Wylie Coyote from like Coyote the Roadrunner from Looney Tunes. All of the Acme stuff that he buys that like is supposed to capture the Roadrunner gets like it gets him hurt. If you watched any of the Wile E. Coyote shows, he always gets hurt, and so he's suing Acme because none of the stuff that he buys from Acme does what it's supposed to. And so it is a like back and forth court thing of him suing Acme, and I can't remember the name of the actor. A really smart comedian though.
isn't John Cena
Is
in this?
Yeah, John Cena is not the smart comedian that I'm thinking of. Will Forte.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would be. It just sounds like it would be so good. Anyways, it got shelved. It got canceled. It is now rumored to be being shopped around by a bunch of different studios, and it still might get released. I don't know why HBO won't just release it. I feel like that would make more money than selling it, but I don't know. You're excited too?
Yeah, so um I love the Looney Tunes. Um it's partially why our generation is messed up. Just like hyper
Yeah.
violence like in a cartoon manner.
Space
And
Jam.
Space Jam.
Monstars.
Uh Bugs Bunny basically being Loki. Like someone pointed that out to me the other day, and I'm like, oh man, he is basically Loki. Just going around messing
Yes.
with everyone.
Agent of Chaos.
Basically a chaos magic wielder.
Yeah.
And
I guess the new movie they did, a new Looney Tunes movie they came out with, is doing really good. I don't think it's live action. I think it's just like an animated theatrical movie.
I didn't know they had a new one.
It's like Looney Tunes versus the world or something.
Uh
The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Holy cow. Yeah, it came out March 14th.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? Oh, so they're apparently
96% Rotten Tomato score.
apparently the distribution company for this is the one shopping around for Coyote versus Acme.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Looney Tunes is so good. And it's such a cool idea. That's what bugs me. It's a creative idea, and it got like canned, and I'm like, do the creative stuff. That's what we need. That's the stuff that doesn't necessarily do well in theaters, but becomes like a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
Like Space Jam wasn't a good movie. We don't need it to be a good movie.
Yeah, we don't. But
But we didn't need Space Jam 2. Let me tell you what.
yeah, I didn't even watch that. I skipped it.
Did you ever watch the Looney Tunes? I can't remember what they were called, but it was like the Looney Tunes characters, but it was in the future, and they were all the descendants of the Looney Tunes, and they were action heroes.
No, I didn't.
Oh man.
I'm trying to see if I can find it now.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. Someone will know what I'm talking about. Action heroes. What were they called? WB show. Maybe I'll look up Green Bugs Bunny. Action show. I'll find it after the. If someone knows what it is.
You'll wake up in the middle of the
You're
night
ruined.
and be like, I know what
Yeah,
it is.
I will. I'll try to find a trailer for you, and I'll send the trailer to you.
Okay.
It was like a superhero show. It was back when like they had all of those different just anamorphic superhero like kids WB shows.
Yeah.
And they made the Looney Tunes as one of them. And that's gonna bug me. But anyways, I would love this. I'm so excited. I don't care who picks it up. I will watch it. You have my money. Even if it's Apple TV.
I want to say, which is funny, you'll give it to an Apple product, but
Yeah. We can go into the TV shows we've been watching. Are you still not you still don't know Daredevil?
not yet.
Man,
It's got,
Daredevil is been phenomenal. There is a scene in the last episode I really want to talk to you about. Have you not had anything spoiled yet?
nothing spoiled.
Wow.
I've been staying away from it.
I really wonder. I feel like, and this is a little conspiracy theory-esque, but I usually don't get spoiled things online unless like until I've seen the thing. And I'm like, does my phone know that I've seen the thing? And it's like, okay, we can like flood your feed with it. Because I have like on my TikTok specifically, but it used to be Facebook and stuff. I am just getting the clip that I'm talking about, the scene that I'm talking about, over and over on TikTok. And I'm like, wasn't getting that before I watched. And I'd be really upset if I did. But I also watch the shows usually like as they come out, so maybe I just beat the rush.
I don't have Disney Plus right now, and so I'm like waiting because we're like so close to closing on this house and moving it. Like,
Yeah.
soon as we get settled, I'm buying Disney Plus again to watch it.
And then you have you haven't watched first Andor. Yeah, so you get that, and then you can watch Andor season 1 and then Andor season 2. And by the time you get done with Andor season 1, Andor season 2 might be fully out because it should come out right after Daredevil comes out.
Yeah.
They got me. I was like, we just need Disney Plus for Daredevil. We'll turn it off. I think Andor season 2 comes out like a week later. And I was like, all right, you win, Disney.
Yeah. The
You
mouse
won my money
wins
for a while. No, Daredevil, the biggest complaint people are having is that there's not a lot of Daredevil in the first 4 episodes. 4 episodes of 9. It's been mostly Matt Murdock. And I won't go like too much farther into that, but it's still so well written and very like it feels very Netflix. Except though in the camera work, which I probably wouldn't have noticed if it weren't for you, but I started paying attention to camera work now. Everything I've realized in Disney Plus's Daredevil is pretty rigid as far as the movements of the camera go. I'm watching the first season of Daredevil, the original Daredevil as well right now. And there is a scene where it's literally like someone holding a camera, but they're like running around and shaking the camera everywhere. And it's in a place where it doesn't really need to do that. There's no like crazy action going on. It's really weird. You almost feel like as a viewer, like you are someone sneaking around the hospital scene. It's I think it's in episode 3 of the first season. It's like you're sneaking around and listening to the conversation of the hospital scene. Like the camera peeks around one of the pillars. And I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. And like maybe that was the thing they were going with.
Yeah, so it's so funny because you say that now you're paying attention to that. I need to drag you onto a film set sometime because it's like it cracks me up because like a scene like that, there's so many people just standing around behind the camera that like if they just flipped it around, there'd be like 40 people just standing there like this. It's like
Just watching.
Yeah, just watching. Trying to sneeze or anything, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And there's probably like
Oh
three people.
man, you got
Yeah.
sneezes during one of those scenes.
So it's like to be an actor, you just gain so much respect for them because sometimes you're on a film set and something stupid happens in the background because like the production assistants are trying to do stuff and stuff's falling apart off the set, but you can see it and they're like in the scene and they never break. And it's
Yeah.
like I don't know how you do that because everyone else is like trying to laugh and you like look over and everyone's like their like shoulders are bouncing. It's like yeah, I need to drag you on a film set sometime because
Yeah, that'd be fun. It's yeah. I just noticed that with the Disney Plus thing is it feels like everything's on like an arm, like a camera arm, and really like fluid motions. Uh, Nothing has
they
felt like I was sneaking around a hospital.
they use basically a giant robotic arm
Okay.
and it simplifies production, but also it can overcomplicate it. And what I mean by that is like, okay, so the Netflix was fairly low budget, and they're like, all right, we got to get in and out. How do we make this creative? So it's not like we're just on a tripod or just handheld. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Mhm.
let's make the camera the POV of what's going on. We're like kind of like sneaking around. And
Yeah.
then on Disney, they're like, oh, what do you need? Here's a blank check. And so, like, it simplifies it because they can do cool stuff with that robotic arm, but also it like overcomplicates it because now, like, they got to design the sets around it. And so,
Mhm.
like, they can't just go to a location. Like, now they got to build a
Yeah.
location. It's so, where the beauty of the Netflix series is, like, even though a lot of the lighting is just on set. So, like there's lighting happening, but it's more subtle because they're in a hospital. And so it's already got all the overhead lights and like ambient
That
lights.
they're utilizing. And
And so like
yeah, it's
their
cool.
setups can be smaller and tighter and they're more run and gun. And then yeah, you get like to Disney and they're like, okay, let's build a bar or whatever, or let's build a courtroom.
Right.
Like we
Just
just need a
build it.
courtroom. Yeah.
Just put it on those screens. What are the LED screens that they can do now?
Yeah, I guarantee they use that for every scene. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure. You would probably really be interested in Bethel Church's production. Um, they have like this crazy. They have like a camera crane that will just swoop through the entire au- audience congregation. I guess that would be the proper term for a church. The
mm,
audience.
yeah.
Uh, but it's just this massive. I mean, it looks like a movie style crane.
Wow.
They're just doing it for like one live scene, uh, one live event a week.
Hmm.
Uh, the camera, that one specifically really had me because the operator is like way down to the bottom, but this camera is literally just flying over people's heads. They don't have no idea. Um, and then they had, obviously the massive swivel tripods and stuff, but it was really, really cool. Um, Daredevil, I think, is all that I've been watching. Yeah, both Reborn and season one again. I will say, watching season one, I skipped episode 2 on accident. I'm pretty sure that's the hallway scene, so I need to go back. Uh, but I didn't notice. I don't know what that says about the storytelling that I was able to miss an entire episode and everything
Yeah, that's good.
flowed totally fine.
That's a good point. That's a really
I
good
was like,
point.
oof, yeah, that's rough. But what have you been watching?
Pokemon. So you keep talking about
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this, and I feel left out. So, went back and started watching Indigo League, I believe. But it's like the very
Hmm.
first series. So, like 96, I think.
That's gotta be
97.
hard. Is it not just like super childish?
Oh, it's awful. It's not. I mean, it's not, but it is at the same time. Because like, there's moments I'm like, hey, this is really good, and
Hmm.
then it's like, okay, oh, this is like definitely below G rated. It.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Pikachu actually has personality,
Hmm.
so that's pretty funny. I laugh out loud a lot watching it. Um, Lauren makes fun of me sometimes. 'Cause I'm over there chuckling. It's usually at Pikachu, but it's pretty good though. I'm enjoying it. Uh,
Yeah, I could not do the shows. I think I could watch all the movies. I think that would be really fun. Watching all the shows would be hard. When you're done with that, you should take a break and watch Pokemon Origins.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Pokemon Origins is, especially in contrast to the Indigo League, I think it'd be a perfect time to do it. Pokemon Origins is a like canon adjacent storyline about Red and
Okay.
Blue. Ash doesn't exist in that universe, I don't think. And so it is the story of Pokemon Red animated.
Okay.
And it is kind of like, it's not, I'm not gonna be like it's MA mature, but it's a little more grown up than you'd expect from Pokemon. I was really surprised. There's a scene where Squirtle bites into Charmander or vice versa, I can't remember, and you're just like, oh, you okay, let's get it. Like,
I man, how many? So there's 25 seasons.
a Pokemon Origins.
26. No,
Oh, of no,
sorry.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
So
25 years.
geez, okay. I don't think I could watch all 25 years, but um, I may have to
Oh,
skip ahead.
Bryce Papenbrook, didn't know this, plays Red in Pokemon Origins.
Hmm.
He's the voice of Kirito, if you don't remember that name. Sword Art Online.
Oh, okay. Haven't watched that, so.
I didn't realize it's literally not even called Pokemon The Origin. Is this right? Am I on the right one? It's called Pocket Monsters The Origin.
Huh. Um,
No, it's Pokemon Origins in English. Okay. Yeah. In Japanese, it's Pocket Monsters The Origin. Interesting.
I know Ash becomes achieves his goal finally after 25 years, but
Yeah. The ripe age of 10.
um, so I also remember he
Uh,
kind of got a redesign, didn't he, when they did the
yeah,
latest?
like later on, in the newer stuff.
But it's fun. It is. It makes me want to play the Pokemon games. I still
Yeah.
don't understand the red and blue and like all those. Um, I that's still above my pay grade, but you know,
Did you not play any Pokemon games? I think we've talked about this before, but
never.
okay. So Pokemon Red and Blue are the same game,
Okay.
but they are missing 7 Pokemon from each other's games.
Hmm.
That's an arbitrary number. I don't remember if it's 7 for sure. I think it's 7. And the only way to complete your Pokedex back in the day was to have a friend that had the other game,
Okay.
and then you would trade those Pokemon back and forth to ensure that you got your completed Pokedex. So if you want to
Okay.
get all 150 Pokemon, you had to have a friend that would trade with you. But they're the same game. And then Pokemon Yellow was really crazy because you'd already like played all these games. But Pokemon Yellow, your starting Pokemon was Pikachu. So in Red and Blue, it was Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. You get Pikachu. Pikachu follows you, and it was really annoying because you still were missing like 7 Pokemon, but it was half from Blue and half from Red, so you would need the 2 other games anyways.
Wow.
But Pikachu would follow behind you like he does in the Pokemon show you're watching, and so that was always like really cool. But
Huh.
yeah,
I mean, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. I was not allowed to watch it growing up, and so it's like the little kid in me is like, oh yeah, like I would have really
yeah,
been
I
into
guess
this.
partly. Yeah, the movies are good. The first movie, I remember going into theaters and we left the theater because like went out. Okay, so the first movie had this short in front of it, and it was like a Pokemon TV show episode, but there were a bunch of Pokemon that we'd never seen before. They were from like Gold and Silver. They hadn't been
Mm.
announced. No one knew. Like a kid, a 7-year-old kid, haven't heard about these new Pokemon. I'm sure they were rumored and on like blogs or something, but forums. We left and went out to the attendants and we're like, "Hey, we're supposed to be watching the Pokemon movie, but there's like an episode of Pokemon playing in the theater right now."
That's funny.
And the attendant was like, "Oh, that's really weird. Let me go find out," because they didn't know anything about Pokemon. But Pokemon the first movie is a great movie. It's really good.
Um, man, I'm trying to understand the games. So there's Scarlet Violet.
Those are the
Um,
new ones.
okay.
And those, I don't know if they're like missing Pokemon from each other's, but you have the legendaries usually are what it is now. So like you get two different legendary Pokemon, and depending on which game you get, your legendary will be different.
And then we talked about Pokemon Legends at some point, didn't we? It's like the
Yes, and
newest
that is a
one.
uh separate mechanics. Like it's a different game.
I might have to catch that one because it's not out yet. It looks like.
Yeah, you talk about Pokemon. Well, there's Pokemon Legends Arceus.
This is the ZA.
ZA will be the new one.
Yeah.
But there'll be different mechanics. There won't be a mainline game. The mainline games are the ones with colors or letters in them.
Hmm.
It's getting complicated. Pokemon X and Y were mainline games, but Pokemon ZA will be a Legends game. It's all weird.
What would be a good point to jump in?
Oof. A good place to jump into the Pokemon games. I'm gonna leave that to the listeners. What's the Pokemon game that you should get? Use the hashtag GUGcast on X, I guess, or message us in our Discord. You can get through our Discord through the website. I'd be curious what you'd say is the. I would say like get an old Game Boy Advance and play Fire Red.
Okay.
It would be an old school game, but you like the handheld, and I think you can get Fire Red probably. No, I think it's the only way to do it. I think the Switch has some older games like that. You can play like original Red and Blue, I think, on.
I was gonna say it looks like I'm on Nintendo's website and they're it seems like you can in fact get them on their emulator. Trying to get a
On
full
theirs.
list. Yeah. Like
Nice.
Nintendo Online.
I don't think you can get Fire Red. You can probably get like original Red and Blue, and that would be fine.
See,
You could beat it in a
Red
couple days.
Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue,
Not mainline games.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem is a different property altogether.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought, but I was second guessing.
Pokemon Fire Emblem. Totally sounds totally could do it.
Yeah. Okay.
we'll
I'll keep
look
looking
at it
into
after the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get into the TV shows. Only a couple things here. We have My Hero has a final season trailer. It's crazy that it's at its final season.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't think it'd ever end. No, I'm just. I've tried to like this show. I really like what it does right. It does some really cool stuff right. I love Bakugo's like character development in the first few seasons. But there's so much. People are gonna get so mad at me, but there's just so much filler. And then there's even just episodes that aren't filler that I just don't care about. It just feels very Naruto. Got to level up. Got to get stronger. I'm not into those kind of animes. And so it's literally about, not me, what's his name? Midori.
Yeah.
Trying to get stronger, and he's gonna get stronger. I get it. I understand the concept of the anime. So I'm excited that it's over. I'm sorry for those who are really excited about it, like love the show. But I'm excited that it's over because I feel like I can catch up now. I feel like I can do it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I really liked the premise of the show, and there's so many good moments in it, and the animation is really really good. It's just
The villains are great.
too many filler. Like
Yeah.
2-3 episodes of Midoriya crying, and then finally going with the power of friendship, we can in fact beat this bad guy. And then it's like actually he just beats them himself because he's got all for one and he's
Breaking his
got all the
pinky.
power.
Yeah. Yeah, it does some really cool character stuff. What I'll do, people will be mad about it, is I'll probably watch like catch up videos for all of the seasons except for the last two, and then I'll watch the last two seasons and I'll just watch them in a couple days. And I want to like it, I want to be part of that conversation, but I I know for people who like that kind of anime, and that makes sense. Like if I'm going to compare this to Naruto, like it's way better than Naruto, um, or Dragon Ball Z or any of those kind of animes. Um, I just it's not my cup of tea. But I want to be part of that conversation. I think it's a really cool. It's got some really cool concepts and stuff that it does well.
Yeah.
The other news story that you're kind of sad about because you've become quite the Severance fan. Uh, Apple is losing $1 billion to streaming a year.
It you know, it's because they keep giving it away with iPhones. And
Yeah.
okay, and so like we got new iPhones
Mhm.
after like 7 years of having the same iPhone and like them slowly dying. And so we finally upgraded and we got 3 months of Apple TV. So that's enough time to binge every show on there and then cancel.
Huh.
So it's like, what were they thinking? Like 30 days, like, okay, you start getting started, and even if you watch something every night, you're not going to get all the shows and movies. But no,
Right. You
3
might get
full
excited.
months.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot. It's no wonder they're losing $1 billion. But
I think they're making enough money that they don't care. How much does Apple make a year? Make a minute? Make a year. Yeah, $391.4 billion in 2024. So like $8 billion is like, yeah, drop in the bucket. Like it's a loss, but it's like it's not that much
yeah,
money in the grand.
I think Severance has found its footing in the cultural zeitgeist now that it's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
But
I hear it everywhere now.
yeah, like Duolingo has been just pumping out the Severance
According to
parodies.
CNBC, this is insane. Sorry, my cat just went crazy. Gil. Let's cut that out for a minute. Hi, what's wrong? Are you okay? Okay. According to CNBC, uh, Apple followed Amazon in the breakdown of revenue per minute, pulling in $691,234 every minute.
Wow.
That was in 2021. But yeah, I feel like they're losing $1 billion, and they're probably like, yeah, but at least we have a streaming service, so we stay in the conversation. Like I think it's
Exa-
worth the loss to them.
exactly. Yeah, I agree. I bet they're like, okay, so every single major cultural like icon right now is referencing Severance. So they're like, that's good enough for us. Because
Yeah,
it's at least like they're gonna Google Apple TV
yeah. Where's that
and
at? Apple. I'm like, oh, cool. It's like they're gonna
yeah.
Google this again.
And the thing is with Apple TV is so far they're known for producing good content.
Yeah,
So there's not been a lot of bombs.
yeah.
So, it reminds me of like
I heard
early
C was really
Netflix.
good.
Say that
C,
again.
it's I heard C was really good.
Oh yeah. That's on my
Jason
list.
Momoa.
Hmm.
I haven't watched any Apple TV. They had
They
what was it? It was a sequel to Braveheart on there as well. I think it was a movie. I can't remember what it was called. I really wanted to watch. But yeah, they don't make bad stuff from what I've heard.
yeah. It reminds me of like early Netflix when they first
I
got
can see
into
that.
streaming and they were like just knocking it out of the park every time.
Yeah. Yeah, Netflix is really kind of, I don't know. It found a groove and now it has this very specific, like, oh, this feels like Netflix.
Yeah.
That was my thing with Netflix too, is they would cancel good shows.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Marco Polo?
No, but I heard it was good.
So good. Cancels early, so you don't actually get like a full ending of it. Amazing show. It's a weird idea. At least I let Cobra Kai finish.
Yeah, maybe a little too long, but
Yeah.
I liked it.
I don't know where to like segue out of the podcast from that, but anything else to add?
Nope, I have nothing.
Yeah. Go watch Severance on Apple TV. Because you don't want your $600 billion company to lose
Nope.
$1 billion.
Leave that $1 billion company alone.
Yeah. Well, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Different Lens Media.
You can find me on Instagram at Cody Armour. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.